Poland's strategic resilience, invoking NATO. Article 4. Amid Russian hybrid provocations, on Wednesday, September 10, 2025, Poland finds itself at a critical juncture in the evolving geopolitical landscape of Eastern Europe. The recent incursion of 19 Russian drones into Polish airspace, as reported by Prime Minister Donald Tusk and corroborated by Ukrainian Air Force data, has prompted Poland to formally invoke NATO's Article 4. This move underscores Poland's growing assertiveness as a frontline NATO member and its determination to counter Russia's hybrid warfare tactics. This video examines Poland's strategic strengths in this scenario, NATO's potential responses, the likelihood of Russian diversionary tactics or capacity testing, Poland's mobilization prospects, the drone incident's specifics, anticipated outcomes over the next days, European mobilization, NATO partners' support, and the broader implications, including the possibility of the United States abandoning Europe. Finally, it speculates on Russia's next moves, particularly in light of its ongoing Zapad 2025 maneuvers. Poland's strength in invoking Article 4. Poland's decision to invoke Article 4, a provision allowing consultations when a member state perceives a threat to its territorial integrity, political independence or security, reflects its robust strategic posture. As a NATO member since 1999, Poland has invested heavily in its military, increasing defense spending to 4.2% of GDP in 2025, surpassing the alliance's 2% guideline. This includes modernizing its air defenses with Patriot systems and expanding its army to 200,000 active personnel, bolstered by a growing territorial defense force of 50,000. The country's geographic position, bordering both Russia's Kaliningrad exclave and Belarus, has honed its situational awareness, as evidenced by the rapid detection of drone debris in eastern Poland on September 6 and 8. Moreover, Poland's leadership in supporting Ukraine, providing over €10 billion in aid since 2022, enhances its moral and strategic credibility, positioning it as a linchpin in NATO's eastern flank. NATO's potential actions. NATO's response will hinge on the alliance's collective assessment of the threat. Article 4 consultations, historically invoked during Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea and the 2022 Ukraine invasion, typically lead to enhanced intelligence sharing and military posturing. Given the deliberate nature of the drone incursions, equipped with Polish and Lithuanian SIM cards, NATO is likely to deploy additional air policing assets, such as F-16s from bases in Lithuania and Romania, to Poland's airspace. However, invoking Article 5, collective defense, remains a high threshold, requiring unanimous consent, and is unlikely without further escalation, such as a direct attack on Polish infrastructure. NATO's 2018 counter-hybrid support teams may also activate to assist Poland in countering disinformation and cyber threats accompanying the drone operations. Russian diversion or capacity testing. The timing of these incursions, coinciding with Zapad 2025 maneuvers, suggests a dual-purpose strategy. Russia may be testing NATO's response time and decision-making chains, as speculated by OSCENT researchers, leveraging decoy drones to map air defense reactions, a tactic validated by the 2023 RAND Corporation study on Russian hybrid warfare. Alternatively, this could be a diversion to divert NATO attention from Ukraine, where Russian forces are intensifying operations. The use of Belarus as a good cop to feign cooperation mirrors past joint exercises such as Zapad 2021, where Moscow masked escalatory intent. This hybrid approach aims to normalize airspace violations, potentially conditioning Poland to accept periodic disruptions while straining civil aviation and logistics, as Polish company stock drops indicate. Poland's partial mobilization and drone incidents. In response, Poland is likely to initiate a partial mobilization, activating reservists and territorial defense units to bolster border security. Historical precedent exists. During the 2022 Ukraine crisis, Poland mobilized 10,000 reservists within 48 hours. Given the current threat, a similar scale, potentially 15,000 personnel could be deployed, focusing on eastern provinces like Podlaskie and Lubelski. Regarding the drones, Ukrainian and Polish reports confirm 19 entered Polish airspace with an estimated 7 shot down by Polish air defenses, based on debris findings near Rzeszów airfield. The remainder either crashed or exited, with no confirmed casualties but significant disruption, including airport closures. The deliberate targeting of Rzeszów, a key logistics hub for Ukraine aid, warrants further trajectory analysis. Anticipated outcomes over the next days, over the next week, expect heightened NATO patrols and Polish air defense alerts, potentially intercepting additional drones. Russia may escalate by increasing incursion frequency, testing NATO's resolve. Economically, Polish logistics firms could face sustained losses, while public pressure may push for stronger retaliatory measures, such as supporting Ukrainian long-range drone strikes on Russian oil refineries. A diplomatic standoff is probable, with Poland demanding sanctions, though Russia's hybrid tactics may limit Western appetite for broad measures. European mobilization and NATO partner support. European NATO members, particularly the Baltic states and Romania, are likely to reinforce their own defenses, with Lithuania and Latvia potentially increasing troop presence along their borders. Germany and France, key contributors, may provide additional air support and intelligence, building on the €35 billion pledged to Ukraine in 2025. Non-NATO partners like Sweden and Finland, recently integrated into Nordic defense networks, could offer logistical aid. The United States, with 10,000 troops already in Poland, may deploy additional forces from the 82nd Airborne Division, signaling commitment despite domestic political debates. Will the U.S. abandon Europe? The specter of U.S. disengagement looms large, fueled by isolationist rhetoric in the 2024 election cycle. However, abandoning Europe would undermine NATO's credibility and U.S. global influence, especially with China's support for Russia's war machine. Current deployments and the $50 billion in 2024 Ukraine aid suggest continuity, though a scaled-back role, shifting burden to Europe, remains possible if domestic pressure intensifies. Poland's strategic importance as a counterweight to Russia ensures U.S. interest persists, at least in the short term. Russia's next move and geopolitical implications. Russia's next step may involve escalating hybrid operations, cyber attacks on Polish infrastructure, or disinformation campaigns targeting NATO unity, while using Zapad 2025 to mass forces near Ukraine. A potential wildcard is a limited incursion into the Suwalki Gap, testing NATO's Article 5 threshold. Moscow's endgame appears to be weakening European resolve, exploiting perceived U.S. ambivalence. However, a unified NATO response, bolstered by Poland's resilience and European mobilization, could deter further aggression, forcing Russia to recalibrate its strategy. The coming days will be pivotal in shaping this new chapter of East-West rivalry. In conclusion, Poland's invocation of Article 4 showcases its strategic fortitude, positioning it as NATO's eastern bulwark. While Russia probes vulnerabilities, a coordinated alliance response, supported by European and partner efforts, is likely to prevail, provided the U.S. maintains its commitment. The geopolitical chessboard is set for a tense but potentially stabilizing standoff, unless Russia overplays its hand.
Thanks for watching. If you learned something new, smash that like button. Drop your thoughts on Poland's military in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives into global power plays. Because here at Intel Prime, we know power isn't always loud, but it's always strategic.